All right, our correspondent Akhilesh Suman joins us from New Delhi. Akhilesh, good morning. In the recent developments, we tell our viewers that Iran still appears adamant and it has threatened US with further action. At the same time, US is optimistic that a solution could be found, as we see that negotiations and deliberations and discussions are going on with the Qatari leadership. Help us understand how significant are these and to what extent could it help in mitigating the crisis?
Yes, Preeti, silence is there from both the sides, from Iranian side and also from US side. They are also not making any provocative statements since yesterday at least. So in that way, Marco Rubio has talked to Qatar's foreign minister. And that is, I think, is a positive development because Qatar is one of the countries which has also been affected because of Iranian's attack in the West Asia after, US and Israel attacked Iran. So Qatar might be of help. Qatar might be pass some message to Iran and also to Marco Rubio, I mean USA. So if there is another front of negotiation, that is a good idea because sometimes one negotiator fails, then another negotiator should come forward. So I think in that context only, I think Marco Rubio and Witkoff has talked to Qatari foreign minister. But since there is silence from the Iranian side, I think that a strong discussion is going on between IRGC, especially because IRGC is one of the most fierce force in Iran, and IRGC is not only just armed force, but it is also have enough political influence over Iranian regime. So in that way, if IRGC comes to terms with the Iranian political leadership, I think some progress we might see. But since there is no indication, I have seen that Mohammed Abbas, who has talked to Turkish foreign minister, and in talk to Turkish foreign minister yesterday, he said that US offers are not reliable. So how serious is the US offer? He is questioning. So in that situation, I think that US have to come more reliable as a reliable person, a reliable party for negotiations. But given the fact that the Strait of Hormuz is still having the same status quo, and more than 5,000 ships are trapped in the Persian Gulf, that is worrying the whole world. And if we see that British ships are coming, British warships are coming in that area, that should be a message to Iranian regime that if this situation continues, other countries will not sit for a long time because everyone's interest in associated with the opening of a Strait of Hormuz. So today Britain is coming, then French will come, then other countries will also come. Everyone interest is associated. So I think Iran should also understand that as far as negotiations with US are concerned, they should go on, but reopening the Strait of Hormuz is most important if Iran wants global sympathy or global cooperation on peace, Preeti.
All right, Akhilesh, also for the benefit of our viewers, I would want you to explain to us the current status of the negotiations. What are the bones of contention between the two sides, and what are the issues that are not acceptable to Iran at present?
It seems that, both Iranians and both USA have their own political understanding, and they want to take political mileage out of it. Like if we talk about President Donald Trump, for President Donald Trump, it is like election manifesto that he's committed to, denuclearize Iran, and he doesn't want to go without doing it. For Iranian regime, once they came after Islamic Revolution, they, declared that they will have nuclear capacity. Of late, they also told that no, this nuclear capacity is just for peaceful purposes. So both have their own, political understanding about the situation. But there have been two drafts. Earlier, once USA had given draft that Iran should at least, stop all nuclear enrichment up to 20 years. Iran did not agree to it. US also said Iran that all enriched uranium should be given to USA. Earlier it was stand that it should not be with Iran, but now US is insisting that it should be given to USA because in between Russia offered that we can keep the enriched uranium till US agrees to it. So in that situation, there was no compromise, there was no negotiation. Then second round came with, US came with another, proposal. And that proposal ostensibly mentions 15 years stop on nuclear enrichment by Iran. Iranians in the earlier, they were ostensibly agreeing to 5 years stop over the nuclear enrichment. So now this is 5 versus 15. So I think that everyone will accept that Iran will go forward, and then he may make some more relaxation and make more concessions like 10 year or 12 year like that. So let us hope that this message, this proposal is already in the Iranian court. Iran is telling that we are scrutinizing and we are reviewing it. That means something is going on in Iranian side. Iranians also want to stop this war because not it is going in the interest of Iranian people at least, because people are not committed to anything. Iranian regime might be committed to their own understanding about the world, but people need the ease of living. So I think people pressure is also on the Iranian regime, even though people are not coming against the regime because it is a different situation. But Iranian, I think, regime will also consider this situation that if they prolong this situation for a long time, economy will virtually collapse and no country will come forward, neither China nor any other country, to help Iranian in that situation. So I think we should just think that there is some understanding going on inside Iranian regime and inside the political, understanding between IRGC and Iranian political leadership. So let us hope something may come out in a day or two, because Donald Trump ultimatum was for Friday night. It is not Friday, it is now Sunday. So let us hope that if the time is prolonging, something might come out.
All right, and now that we see there is no real solution any soon to this conflict, Akhilesh, the center of the conflict is now the Strait of Hormuz. I would want you to explain to our viewers, if the conflict continues for long, to what extent can this further dent the economy globally, one? And secondly, a need always leads to an invention. Are there any alternate routes, or are there any alternate, choices which the world has at present if this blockade of the Strait of Hormuz continues?
Right, that necessity of invention
is the mother of invention. Yes.
Yeah, so it is an old phrase. And that the way Iranians have virtually taken the Strait of Hormuz as hostage, everyone in the world are feeling the pinch. And, every country, governments are under pressure. You may see that the protest may rise against the closure of a Strait of Hormuz in various countries, because all the global south are developing economies, and if their fuel cycle is disturbed in such a way by blockage of one country, protest may emerge in different parts of the world against, maybe against Iran also. So in that situation, governments will be thinking that fuel cycle should not stop. So many countries like India is also taking fuel from different other countries. So everyone will find an alternate route. Solar energy, wind energy, alternate sources of energy, all these are being discovered by every country in the world. So that dependence of such gloomy situations should end, and it will be for the disadvantage of Iran also, because Iran's major revenue has to go through the sale of oil and gas, and if world gets an alternate source, what will Iran do? Iran's own economy will collapse. World will find a way. Iran will be in trouble in coming days, in coming years.
All right, Akhilesh, we'll leave it here. Thank you so much for joining in with those insights.